The JabberGuys, Inside Rock Podcast. Here are a few segments from our episode called Controversial Songs. While doing our research, we came across one that really impacted both of us about some of the backstory to it. We can get into more detail in a later podcast, give more detail. But the song I'm talking about is Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday. You know, and Billie Holiday, one of the greatest jazz vocalists, of her time for sure, right? And yeah, I was shocked to find out what this was actually about.
Well, she performed it in 1939. But it was written as a poem in 1930 by a guy named Leopold.
Leopold. Go ahead, Ja.
Leopold.
Bugs Bunny reference. You get a lot of Bugs Bunny references on here.
Well, Bugs is awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but I've never even heard of this song until now.
No, but that's cool too. Well, remember, it's 1939, so I mean, I don't know what demographic our listenership is here.
Well, I mean, the whole point is, it goes back to 1939, but this was very controversial at the time. And
yeah,
the 1930 poem written by this guy was inspired by an image he saw of two black men being lynched in Indiana. And it prompted him to write this poem.
And it was an all too common occurrence down there, that's for sure. They were doing that all the time.
And actually, you know what? People use that term, like a lynching, fairly loosely. If you really know what a lynching is, it is nasty.
It's nasty, yeah, for sure. No law involved whatsoever.
So after he wrote this poem, Strange Fruit, he then composed it into a song and passed it on to a nightclub owner. And it was the nightclub owner that introduced the song to Billie Holiday. And because it reminded her of her father, he died at 39 from lung cancer or lung disorder.
Isn't that, and what happened to him was terrible too. I mean, he
went to the hospital and he was turned away because he was black.
Because he was black, yeah. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, so the song reminded her of him and his situation, so she decided to perform it, which started the problem. Very controversial.
It was known as a protest anthem, at the time, and ultimately it led to her downfall.
Right, and it was supported by civil rights activists in Black America. They loved the song, which really pissed off the establishment.
One guy in particular, who was the commissioner for the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, was Harry Anslinger. And
he was known to be a racist.
There was no secret about that. He was a known racist for sure. And he was, I guess he called the devil's music, the black jazz kind of.
We said they smoke marijuana, they do drugs, and they create the devil's music.
Yeah.
So he actually sent out an edict forbidding Holiday to perform that song, Strange Fruit.
Yeah. And, but if you know musicians, as soon as you forbid them to do something, well, that's not usually going to end up well.
Yeah, so she refused, and he actually ended up framing her by framing her for selling marijuana. Heroin.
Heroin, well, because he knew that she was a known drug user. Right, she did do heroin,
but he framed her for selling it.
That's right,
which wasn't true.
That's right, which ended up with her in prison for a year and a half.
A year and a half, yeah, exactly.
And she wasn't released until 1948. And
so they had a long time period. During that time period when she was performing the song, and he'd had enough. He said, "Okay, you're done." So she got convicted and was sent to prison for a year and a half, and she got out in 1948.
Yeah, but what's bad about not bad about that? That's bad enough. But when she got out, they refused to reinstate her license
for performing at nightclubs. Yeah,
they wouldn't do it, and that was her livelihood, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, she had a tough childhood too. I mean, she grew up working alongside her mother, who was a prostitute in a brothel.
I know, isn't that terrible?
God.
Yeah, she started using heroin again.
Yeah. So anyway, in 1959, she checked herself back into a New York City hospital with heart and lung problems and liver problems. And she lost tons of weight and she was not in very good shape. And because Anslinger still had it out for her.
He goes to the hospital with his men and handcuff her to her bed.
Yeah, for what?
I know.
She'd already done her time.
And they also didn't allow the doctors to give her further treatment.
And she ended up dying within days.
Isn't that terrible? That's murder, man.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
That's nasty stuff. That's just terrible. But anyway, that's one controversial song, and she paid a big price for that. But
she garnered 23 Grammys posthumously, eh? Yeah. And she was recently
How was that done?
How was it done?
No, what did you say? She
garnered.
Wow, very good. No, the word after that. What did you say?
Posthumously?
Very good.
It means after death, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just saying very good.
He just want to hear you say it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cha's here, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, Cha.
Yes.
Yep. And anyway, she was inducted into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame as well.
I mean, the song Strange Fruit was declared the song of the century.
Yeah.
Just because of the story behind it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised it hasn't resurfaced nowadays.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Charles, you'll put it on the playlist, right?
Yeah. It's already there.
There it is. There it is.
Beautiful.
I picked up a Billie Holiday album at a thrift store not too long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to give it a really good listen now. Yeah, I didn't know that about that song. Yeah, pretty powerful stuff.
Remember to hit that subscribe button and visit our website, JabberGuys.com, to listen to complete podcast episodes of Inside Rock with
Oat, Queeks,
and Cha,
the JabberGuys.